The Healing Foundation came to life 10 years ago, but our story begins long before that, with the tragic history of the stolen generations. For almost a century, thousands of our children were systematically stolen from their families, communities, and culture, many never to be returned. They were placed in over 480 institutions, adopted or fostered by non-Indigenous people, and often subject to abuse. The impacts of this are still being felt. These are the stolen generations. In 1997, the Bringing Them Home report was tabled in federal parliament. For the first time, the stories of stolen generation survivors were heard and acknowledged as true. More than a decade later, following the national apology in 2008, the Healing Foundation opened its doors. For 10 years now, the Healing Foundation has supported the survivors, communities, and descendants of the stolen generations. There are currently more than 17,000 stolen generation survivors in Australia. And over 1/3 of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are their descendants. In partnership with communities and governments, we're working to address wide-ranging issues that continue to be passed down through intergenerational trauma.
With no children to teach, no children to tell the stories to, no children to teach dance and song, no children to teach culture, all lost. Language, everything is all lost because you've taken a couple of generations out of a community.
For the thousands of stolen generation survivors and their descendants alive today, the impacts of trauma are very real. 91% stolen generation survivors have not completed Year 12. 1 in 7 lives with a disability, and 20% have experienced homelessness.
I'm one of 8 children that were removed all at once. For my family, it was pretty severe to actually have 8 children all at once removed, and the trauma was incredible to the point where I've forgotten 2 years of my life.
Trauma is passed down through generations, and the ripple effect is felt far and wide. For descendants living with intergenerational trauma, they're twice as likely to experience discrimination and violence. That's why the work of the Healing Foundation is so important. It's supporting our people and communities to heal together. The Healing Foundation school programs and resources are tackling intergenerational trauma, helping teachers and students understand a true history of our nation.
To be able to see my son learn about the stolen generation, it not only empowers him as an Aboriginal person, but also makes him feel like he's accepted, he's acknowledged that he is an Australian, and how we as Aboriginal people can contribute to society in effective ways.
We've supported learning environments resulting in improved educational results, improved family relationships, improved physical health, and a reduction in children passing through the child protection system. Our men's healing projects work towards ending violence against women and children and improving well-being for entire communities.
Since the beginning of the program, family and domestic violence has decreased, and as a result, women have told us that they feel safer. And in the communities where the program has been running the longest, the number of men registered with the Department of Correctional Services has halved.
The critical role of the Healing Foundation has really been to lead the national conversation and to put healing on the government's agenda. But also, I think, to play the honest broker in facilitating conversations between community and government on healing, on intergenerational trauma and on truth-telling.
We're assisting governments to incorporate healing into policy. Now and into the future, there's an urgent need to scale up healing, and your support is critical to ensure positive impacts are felt for generations to come. This is how we heal. Strong spirit, strong culture, strong people, strong nation.